Today, I'm going to show you a really cool Metaverse project, and it's also Web3 gaming as well. So, are you interested in that? Does it sound cool? Well, let's get into it. What's up, people out there? My name is Aaron and welcome to UX Crypto. Hope all of you are doing well out there. So today we're going to be looking at a certain project, which I'll show you in a minute, which could maybe do quite well in the next bull market. That's what we're here to find out. We're here to do little deep dives on projects. So if you like that, then you know what you need to do. Press that subscribe button. Yeah, that one right there. Okay, so press that. And if you like the video as you go through it, any of these subjects, or see anything you like, then you know what to do. Give the video a lovely little like and let me know what you think as we go through this review. So are you ready? Well, let's get into it. Let's do it. So the project today will be Sinverse right here, and obviously the price very low, so 0.002, and it looks like it's 98% down from all-time highs, and yeah, market cap is currently 1.4 million. So yes, a low cap gem right now. In terms of circulating supply, not looking bad at all actually. So you got 53% out. But in terms of the old price and obviously the experience, it's been in a bull market before, right? It kind of came out near the heights of the bull market, right? So it has a little bit of experience of a run. And in terms of market cap, it went to around 36 million, as you can see here, right? And then at this current moment, obviously at 1.4. So yes, it's had some money run through it, but is it too premature when it came out? Like obviously, you know, might not got a lot of hype around it at that point to be only able to get 36 million market cap, or was it just not a good project? So that is what we are going to be looking at. Okay, what is Sinverse? Let's have a look. So this is Sinverse, right? And it's in the name. So the first R-rated metaverse right here. Okay, so that is pretty cool. So the first R-rated metaverse. So maybe some of you guys who have been in crypto for a while might have heard of this project, but yeah, obviously it's coming up a lot. People are talking about it, so that's why we're reviewing it. Some of the stuff that I do review is going to be based off of how many people mention something to me. So if I keep hearing the same name come up, then I'm probably going to have a look at it, right? Because you know, if people are interested in it, maybe there's something behind it. So yeah, let's have a little look at this real quick. So yeah, Sinverse. So become rich by becoming infamous, becoming a kingpin. Welcome to Sinverse, the ultimate multiplayer game for fans of mafia games who want an even more immersive and interactive experience. In Sinverse, you'll join a thriving player-run economy where every decision you make can make or break your criminal empire. Rise to the top and become the ultimate kingpin, building a criminal empire that's the envy of your rivals. But beware, in Sinverse, danger lurks around every corner, and you'll need to be smart, ruthless, and cunning to survive. Cool, right? So to be honest with you, this sounds like crypto to me, right? You got to be smart in crypto to survive, and obviously it's a hard game to be in, right? But yeah, I quite like this, and obviously the whole thing about being Sinverse and it's all like to do with sin could be a market for it. Obviously, like a bit more like the Grand Theft Auto type of vibe, right? But yeah, obviously if you're playing a game, you don't want to just live your own life in it. You want to be able to do stuff you can't do in real life, right? So this could be quite interesting. Okay, so we're going to quickly have a little look at this video because it could be quite interesting.
Sinverse is an open-world play-to-earn online game where you can reap the rewards of living out your very own mafia fantasies. It's the world's very first R-rated metaverse, where you can buy land and develop it into a profitable business, or your very own personal Sinverse paradise. Come and play in a world where crime pays. Sinverse is made up of 17 different districts, each with their own unique properties, land types, and factions. Your district will determine what missions you can undertake and what kind of business licenses are available, so choose your locations wisely. Your faction may task you to infiltrate a rival gang, commit crimes, and explore the dark side of the Sinverse, all while raising your faction standing and earning tokens while you play. Sinverse has 15,000 different parcels of land to choose from. So there's tons of opportunity to buy land, turn your development visions into a reality, and create your own Sinverse business empire. You can sell your land on the NFT marketplace, or rent your land and get paid while other players do the heavy lifting. But choose your district and allegiances wisely. because the most powerful people will make decisions that impact the entire metaverse. Our play-to-earn model creates a robust digital economy for players, enabling gamers to earn and sell NFTs as they play, including the land parcels, weapons, casino tickets, and so much more. Sinverse is also considered an omniverse, offering third-party projects an opportunity to build their ecosystem on this R-rated metaverse. So what are you waiting for? Buy your land and plot your rise up the ranks to become a kingpin in the Sinverse.
So yeah, that was the trailer. So looks actually quite interesting, I've got to say. In terms of that trailer, has definitely given a good picture about what they're planning to do, and obviously some of the potential behind this project, right? So yeah, let's carry on this review real quick. So what can you do? So different gameplay modes, right? So as you can see, you've got general gameplay and then squid games, right? So that's pretty cool. You can do squid games inside of this. You can got a shooting range right here, and you can kind of see what's involved with that. So the shooting range, yeah, and then you've got pick and drop. Not sure what that is, but you can drive cars, and obviously, like I'm assuming that's like a cab service or something. I'm not really sure, but yeah, and then gameplay. All right. So just off of my observation, right? Obviously, from the trailer, everything looks great. Okay, but I'm actually looking at the gameplay. Like, obviously, it looks quite limited, right? As in, if you look around, look at this arena, there's not much going on, there's not much stuff built. So it's very, very bare, right? I mean, maybe I'm wrong, as in, but it looks quite bare to me, okay? And you would need to get a lot more people in this, or do a lot more development inside the metaverse for it to be a lot more entertainment, right? Because then you're going to be able to shoot each other. There's nothing to hide behind, right? So, yeah, but something to think about with the gameplay, all right? But yeah, so just going through it, you can buy it from different places. KuCoin seems to be a place you can get it as well. And features of the Sinverse. So yeah, you play to earn right here. You've got digital real estate, in-game assets, and the Omniverse. So yeah, something kind of cool. So that, as we saw from the trailer, it's all about advertising inside of the actual game or metaverse, right? So, and then yeah, land and business licenses. So this is what kind of is kind of interesting, but also annoying at the same time, right? So it's interesting that obviously you have to get a license to be able to build. So obviously you have to pay for that. But then at the same time, if you want to be a mastermind criminal, like, you don't want no license. You're just gonna build that, right? Like, why would you need a license? In real life, you need a license, but in a game, I don't care about that. I'll just break the law, because in this, it's a criminal or sinverse, right? It's all about sin. So you don't need a license. But yeah, I don't know. That's just my observation on that, right? And don't quote me on breaking the law. That's not what I meant in real life. It's just in the game, all right? Some of the stuff you can do is you can trade assets, like these type of assets, it seems. So yeah, got some cool guns and stuff like that you can use. They're gonna look quite nice. And then yeah, the roadmap, some of the stuff they're talking about. There's no dates on these, I noticed, but yeah, in-game business, you can do land marketplace and building tools, so you can get different tools. That's quite cool. And mobile version will be released, it says as well. So something to note. Yep, and it's showing you some of the partners here. Kind of cool. So yeah, that is our first pass. I mean, yeah, quite an interesting metaverse, right? As in, basically like a Grand Theft Auto, you could say, of the Web3 world. As in, I don't know if anyone else is doing this type of thing, but yeah, very kind of new, kind of niche. Could be a big thing, maybe. Like, obviously, in terms of sin, then yeah, there has potential, because think about it, right? If you're going to go into the metaverse, you're not just going to want to be yourself in the metaverse. You want to be able to do things you can't do in the real world. So this is where this whole Sinverse might be able to come in. I mean, the concept is quite good in terms of the idea, things like that. But yeah, I think we need to dig a bit deeper, right? Because even something has a good idea, it needs to have a good backing behind it. It needs to have fundamentals behind it. So that is what we are going to look at right now. So we're starting off with the team. Let's get it. We've got a couple of people that we're going to look at. Okay, so we're going to look at these three guys right here, and this guy's profile didn't open up, so I'm not going to look at him. But yeah, let's get straight in. So Marona, sorry if I said your name wrong, but we're going to go to the CEO first. So what is he doing? So we've got him right here. So Marona right here, same guy. And we can see that, yep, he's the co-founder of Sinverse, and he's present doing that for 2 years. But it does look like he's doing something else as well. Okay, so he is the CSO for another company called Manila Finance, which I'll get to in a minute. Okay, but yeah, in terms of his background, like customer service, project manager, that type of thing from before, so not a bad background. But obviously, one thing to point out is that he seems to be doing something else at the same time. So is that an indication to say that Sinverse isn't really doing any development on it? Are they leading it anymore? Something to think about. All right. So the next guy we are going to look at is Rutherford. Okay, so let's check you out, Rutherford. So here you go. See, he's an entrepreneur, Web3 technology, something, right? Innovator. And then, yeah, he is a founder and CEO of, look, you've seen a little trend here, Manila Technologies, right? And obviously co-founder as well and COO. And then, yes, he's obviously got a couple of other companies done before. So he's experienced being a founder and 6 other experiences, it seems, down here, right? So, yeah, not a bad guy, right? But then he seems to have traveled a lot because this is in the British Virgin Islands, so in the Sinverse. And then you've got British Virgin Islands again. Then he was in Nigeria, and he's worked in Nigeria before. And yeah, he thinks like he's back in Nigeria now. Okay, so just pointing some places out for you to see. And yeah, so this is that guy right here. And the next guy we want to look at is this guy right here, and Constantine. Okay, Constantine, cool name. Okay, so Constantine right here. So he's the general manager, and he is currently at Verse. So I'm assuming Verse is, Sinverse, right? And he's been a developer for 16 years, self-employed. So it's hard to know about his background, but yeah, he's obviously. It says general manager, and obviously on the actual site it doesn't say that. It says CTO. So something to think about there. But obviously, we did see on these guys' profiles that Manila is something that they're working on. So what is Manila? This loads. This is what Manila is, right? So it's bridging payment solutions from traditional fintech to Web3 and enabling bill settlements in cryptocurrency, right? And it is something nothing related to games, but you can see that it's like a totally different app, right? From what I can see. But it does seem, in my opinion, that maybe the team have kind of moved on or they're doing something else because they seem to be putting their focus into this project. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're doing a great job of managing stuff. But yeah, I think something to think about when you're looking at project teams is, are they doing other things? Are they doing the same thing at the same time? Is their time well spent? Think about it, man. To build a metaverse, it's going to be a big job, right? It's a full-time job, I would say, right? So, yeah, something to think about with the team. Yeah, that was the team. I mean, am I being a bit harsh on these guys in terms of them doing 2 jobs and doing something else? Is it going to take their mind away from the Sinverse? I don't know. I mean, only they will know that. And obviously, that is something you have to weigh into your equation when looking into projects. But the next place we are going to go is going to be the partners, all right? So let's check the partners out. So these are the partners, okay? So we've got a couple of different ones. You've got Crypto Banter, who's another YouTuber. And then other than that, we've got Gate.io, KuCoin, the usual suspects. But there's nothing what really stands out to me in terms of partners to be like, super bullish on it or anything like that. Just the generic type of like venture capitalists, that type of thing. And then maybe another YouTuber. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's a necessarily bad thing that having this, but there's nothing in terms of partnerships what really stands out to me. So yeah, something to think about as well. Okay, the next thing we are going to be looking at is the idea, right? Is it a big idea? I think yes, the idea is actually quite interesting. It's like kind of like Grand Theft Auto, right? But you're building the Grand Theft Auto. So if everyone builds on this and they all go in there and they build their own land, then it'll become like a whole city. And then yeah, with the whole crime side of things, it might be quite fun to be able to just do things you couldn't do in real life, right? So that is quite interesting, but it's more about can they pull it off from that? Well, we'll have to see. But the idea, yeah, quite a cool idea, right? But yeah, in terms of the website, we're going to have a look at the website next. And the reason for this is obviously we want to be able to see if people can take this project seriously. Does it look really good? And yeah, could it be approved upon, right? So let's have a little look at that. So obviously you've had a little look at the website with me right now. And my personal opinion on the website is I don't really like the website, right? I think it does look a little bit scammy, right? Just that's my opinion. But then, for example, when watching a video, I think the video, explains things quite well. It sells it to you way more than everything else. Like when I first looked at this, I looked at video and I was like, yeah, this is actually kind of cool, right? But when just looking at the site and all that, it just doesn't sell it to me. And even like stuff like this, it's showing you that, you know, it's not complete. It's got a long way to go. Yeah, things like that. I just think that they could really improve the website, in my opinion, right? But that's just my opinion, right? Everyone has their own decisions on what they like and what they dislike. It's design, right? So it just depends what you think, right? How could I improve it? Well, first of all, yes, I would put a lot more of the gameplay inside of this, a lot more 3D characters, things like that, a bit more animation. Yeah, a roadmap, I would put dates on them. Okay, for starters, partners would get a bit better partners. Just a lot more, right? There's a lot more I think you could do with this. And obviously, you know, it's a game, remember, so it needs to be a bit more interesting than just a picture. That is what I would say about it. But okay, so that's the website. But what about the product, right? We want to look a bit more at the product. And yeah, in terms of playing this, I haven't played it, but just from watching the video, I think that, yeah, it has potential in a product. But like I've said to you before, they need to build a lot more, right? So obviously, you've got this big blank canvas, you're running around some big blank canvas and not much going on, right? So I would say that is something that you need to work on in terms of the product. It needs to be built out a lot more. So yeah, that is my assumption of the product, right? Some of the stuff I've looked at for the product is this type of stuff, right? So you can see that, you know, they're in the game and you can actually see like some of the gameplay. But yeah, as you I kind of stated before, it's like a not a lot to like hide in and stuff. There is some type of arena, you could say, but I think it could be built up a bit better. But yeah, it doesn't look bad. Like this kind of stuff looks kind of cool, right? But yeah, it's like here, for example, this is the type of stuff I think that could be built up a lot better, in my opinion, right? But it's not bad. It just could be a bit more built up, in my opinion. Okay, so that's the product, but what about the socials, right? We obviously have to look a bit more into this because this is where people will be talking about this project, or you know, it doing the rounds and did it have a big social following, all of that type of stuff, right? So let's have a look at that now. Okay, so here we go. And this is the Twitter, and it's got 48,000 followers, right? So yeah, not bad. Okay. But in terms of interactions, yeah, it could be better. We've got 5 comments, 592 views, and then 46 likes. But yeah, in terms of some of the stuff that they're saying, so it says blockchain, it says top blockchain games with higher scores, social mentions on the BNB chain. So Sinverse was there at some point, it seems. So yeah, that's what they're saying on the picture. But I mean, just from looking at it, yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, this is kind of strange, right? Like, look at this, right? So Sinverse, October 3rd, cool, 352k views, right? But then 1 comment. So I mean, I don't know, you know, it's just stuff to consider, right? As in, why is there no one commenting on them? I mean, I can tell you now that some people have talked about this coin though, because hence why I'm reviewing it, right? So I wouldn't say it's total no off its radar or anything like that. It does have some social presence, but yeah, it's not amazing. Okay, could be a little bit better. What about the coin utility? Like, what can you actually do with this coin, right? Can you do anything pretty cool? Well, that's what we're going to look at as well. So let's get into that. So Sin City, the Sin token, serves as a native utility token in Sinverse, enabling users to buy and sell virtual assets and servicing them in the game. Built on the BEP20 standard, Sin token operates on the Binance Smart Chain, ensuring the capability with a range of wallets and exchanges. So yeah, the normal stuff, all right? So you can buy in-game items and rewards players who participate in mini games or complete tasks in the game. So in Sinverse Metaverse, a single token model play to earn system is implemented, which ensures sustainability, recycling. Okay, kind of cool. And yeah, so yeah, it sounds like the normal type of utility you get with a lot of these cryptos, right? And you can see up here, look, you can stake as well. So something to note, you can stake. So if you have a little look at that, what's going on with this? So yeah, look, 50% APY, kind of cool, right? So you can actually stake that for 6 months as well. But obviously, whether you want to do that, it's up to you, because obviously you might not trust what putting in here, right? But yeah, it does have staking pools and you can get 50%. So that's kind of cool. But what about the tokenomics, right? So this is where we're going to try and find out a bit more info right now. Let's check it out. This is where you got a nice little rationale behind it to see where it's all gone. Yeah, so you can see that there, right? Something I would say is it doesn't seem that decentralized, because some of the names that he's put in here, so like, you know, game development, rewards is obviously for the community, so that's cool. But the reward, so game development, marketing, ecosystem, Sinverse, that's them, team, private sale, all of that all basically goes to them, right? So you've only got 20% actually out for the public. So I wouldn't say it's that decentralized actually, but yeah, something to think about when you are considering something like this as well. So yeah, something to think about. But yeah, what do you guys think of that? Are you super bullish on this project? Is this the one for you? Are you like, okay, the metaverse, this is the one? I mean, it's up to you guys what you want to do. Personally, I think that, this one, it needs a bit more pros personally, but there is some cons as well. But yeah, that's up to you what you want to do. I think the concept, the idea of it, this whole thing is probably the strongest part of it, the idea. But obviously there's a whole bunch of components that need to come together for it to actually get pulled off and do really, really well. But if you were super bullish on this though, right, where do you think this could go? So we're going to look at a bullish target right now, and could it go absolutely crazy? Maybe, right? But that's what we're going to look at. So let's check this out. So what we're going to do is we're going to benchmark it against another coin, right? And one that I have actually looked at, which I think is quite interesting to benchmark it against, is Plantasma, right? So you might be like, why? Okay, so the number one reason is at the moment, if you look at the market cap, it's currently 8 million, right? So you might think, oh, well, that's not a lot. That's fair enough, right? If you think this is a good project, if you don't think it's a good project, maybe we could get to 8 million, right? As a super bullish target, but we will go to a super bullish target after. And guess what? This one did absolute craziness. So it actually got to 369 million. So, in a bull market, a lot of things can happen. So it's just something to think about, right? But yeah, first target we'll look at is to get to 8 million. Okay. So actually, we will look at what the market cap is, which is 1.47. Okay. So what we're going to do is going to do 1.47 times by 5.5 equals 8 million, right? So 5.5. So you could 5.5x if you was to just get to Plantasma's market cap right now, which personally, I think you could do it, right? I mean, I don't think this would be hard for it to do because it's got a little bit of the potential, and we're not asking for crazy 100x gains or anything like that. We're asking for just potentially a 5.5x, right? But what if you were super bullish on this, right? Then maybe we need to look at a super bullish target, right? So that is where we're going to go next. We're going to look at the all-time high for Plantasma. All right. So what is that? Okay. So I've shown you already, but let's get it more interesting. So yeah, 369 million. So we need to get it to that. So this could be potentially quite good, right? So let's check it out. Okay, so I think it was 1.47, right? The market cap's 1.47, and then we're going to times that by 251, and that equals 368 million. Okay, and if you go back to Plantasma, 369 million, right? So very, very close. That is literally 251x if Sinverse was to get to Plantasma's market cap from the last cycle on all-time high. Pretty cool. What do you guys think of that? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know your opinions about this project. Is this a bit risky for you? Obviously, I'm showing you some risky plays recently. Or do you want to just see some really, really good coins, right? Obviously, I'm trying to get through people's comments, and this has been mentioned a couple of times. So yes, I thought I need to do a review on it. But yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. But if you obviously like the video, then you know what to do. Like the video, right? As in, then obviously it would help me out and try and get this video shown to people who are interested in the project or other altcoins in the gaming and metaverse space. But yeah, if you're new around here, you need to subscribe, right? Because we're all trying to get on this journey together, and yes, trying to get to the top. And yes, I actually have a Patreon coming out very, very soon. Hopefully you guys will really like it. It will be very interesting. This is like nothing to do with the Patreon, but yeah, kind of a cool little thing, right? But yeah, anyway, if you thought this was cool, right, and you're into metaverse and gaming and all that stuff, right, then I've got a whole bunch of really good projects for you, right? So you should check out this project right here and this project up right here, because this one and this one, really, really good. So if I don't see you though, I will see you at the top. Bam.